Hello, everybody. It is Friday, and look at me, looking all angelic. It's just my light in my bedroom. My office has been relocated in the last couple of days into my bedroom because my dad is going to be coming over and spending some time with us. He's from the UK, if you hadn't already guessed. And so we're making room for old Freddie boy to come and enjoy some time with the grandkids. Why not? Anyway, I digress. I'm here for a purpose. It's Friday and I thought I would, if you can hear something weird, it's my fan because I haven't got any other heating in my bedroom. But I wanted to have a chat about burgers. Yeah, burgers. When you're in the mood for food and you feel like a burger and you say, I would love just the most gourmet burger right now. I could just devour a burger. If you had a choice, would you go straight to McDonald's or Hungry Jack's? Or if your choice allowed it, would you go to that lovely little burger shop down the road when you're greeted with that same face each time? The face of the person that lovingly creates those burgers, who uses quality local ingredients, who has put all of their passion into building themselves a small business so that they can provide for their families. And all they want to do is the right thing by the customers. And that's why the customers come back, because they know it, they see it, they feel it. Or would you go to Macca's and Hungry Jack's because you know what it's going to taste like? You know it's not going to really fulfill the palate, but it will fill the belly. But you know what you're going to get. It's consistent, reliable. Pricing might feel somewhat more reasonable. I don't know if that's really a true thing. But the point is, your first go-to thing when you're really wanting something special, your first go-to thought isn't to go where everybody else is going. I could be wrong. This is just my opinion after all. Using that analogy there are some large real estate media firms. I don't want to say their names. I don't need to say their names. Those of you who know who they are or use them will know already. But they're your one-stop shop, offer everything thing. So they will maybe do your signboards, they will do your photography, your videography, your copy, your floor plans, anything else in between. They may even manage some kind of website portal for you, and any other kind of marketing. They may do your printing, your brochures. So really those big boys that I'm talking about, they are the bane of my life. I don't feel at this point in time, they haven't directly impacted me, but I feel them and I hear about them sniffing around. And here's where I get really concerned, not just for me, but for the small businesses that work with real estate agents on the peninsula. And I've made posts about this in the past, but I think I've been too gentle. And so I don't like to get really angry and ranty. And so this is what you're going to get. But what you will always get from me is utter honesty. I will be blatant about what these companies are, what they represent, and what they do. So if you care about small businesses, small creative businesses like myself, I would urge that you listen. And if you use one of those big bad boys, I also would suggest you listen. Because I've educated a few agents along the way, and all of them have said, wow, I had no idea. And that's just it. When you're only sold the sales speak that they tell you on that side, it sounds like their offer is too good to be true, that they're going to make you look shit hot, that they're going to set you aside from every other agent because of how they do things. But that's what they're telling every single agent. And guess what? It all ends up looking cookie cutter the same, aka bullshit, just like McDonald's. You get what you get. And so when you engage with one of these multimedia firms, Your photographer may also be your copywriter, or maybe also may also be your floor planner, or your videographer too. And the thing is, it's the whole jack of all trades, master of none. And I know there is more to that saying, but keeping in line with the message that I'm trying to send here. This has got absolutely nothing to do with the people on the ground that work for these firms, the photographers themselves, the videographers. I have no beef with them. They're trying to make a living. What I have a problem with is the structure of these media firms. They are big franchises. They'll be at a franchise fair along with a Subway guy in the stall next door, maybe a solar company in the next stall. You get the gist. A franchise. Come and be a franchisee. Buy a business. It'll make all your dreams come true. And you get somebody walk by who either maybe has taken a photo with their phone one day, or perhaps somebody that's maybe a bird spotter. And they'll go, "Ooh, be creative and make money. I want to do that." Fast forward, they've bought a franchise. And the franchise is real estate photography or real estate media. They may not be a writer first. They may not be an architect first. But they get told this is okay, there's training, you're going to get trained, we'll show you everything. And the reason why that is because they have a very narrow window of how they train you to fit within a certain mold. And that takes into account time consideration on site, repeatable processes that they can use with all of their offshore back-end features. Again, no problem with that. They have to teach you a certain model as well for consistency. Consistency in the end result. It's a plug and play, plug and play, plug and play. Okay? So these people are then shown how to use a camera, or maybe they might be a hobby photographer, but they come along, they show you how to shoot it this way only. What that does for the client is really, really restrict the results that you get in either the photos you receive, in the copy you receive, in the floor plan you receive, because they lack the creativity or the creative license to be able to work outside of those boundaries in order to provide better results. Second to that, the people on the ground, if it's a franchise, the people on the ground may not even be the people who own the franchise. They may be contractors. And so they've just bought the franchise. They want to reap the benefits, but they're going to send out their minions to do the work for them. And I know this because this is where I started my journey. And what I can tell you from my experience is that the people on the ground, the contractors, are getting paid peanuts. I'm talking below minimum wage. So you might pay this firm $700 or thereabouts dollars for maybe some photos, a floor plan, and some copy. Maybe they bundle it all up nicely for you, and that's your marketing campaign price that you ship off to your vendors. And of that, the person on the ground that does the work, that brings the results of the end product, would be lucky to see more than $100 of it in their bank account after everything's said and done. There's no real travel bonuses or no real travel pay. It's a sort of job by job basis. They're waiting on standby, waiting for a job to come in and hoping that their day fills. Some days you might only get one job and you'll be lucky enough to take $60 home that day. And that's the reality of it. Now, in the city, it might work. There might be enough volume up there for things. And even down here, there's a whole lot of houses. You know, there are a lot of real estate photographers down here, and we're all doing fairly well, I'm sure. But when these companies come in, they swoop in, and they sell to agents this lie of consistency, of value, of technology, of higher end marketing, all of the things. They cannot back it up with substance. I know this firsthand from agents who have spoken to me about their experience with these businesses, in that, I get told, no, they would never move that. They would have just come in and shot it as it is. Yeah, I know. Or Or they'd say, what do you think about these photos? And I'll instantly say, yeah. What the hell is this angle? What does this show the house? What does this show of the house? How does this highlight the house? And the reason for that is that they either have lacked training, they're using people who only know how to point and shoot and are not actually photographers first. So they don't have an idea about composition. They don't know about the importance of having things too close to a camera with a wide angle lens so that it just distorts the space. They're fixated on shooting everything from the bloody door so that it's a crappy wide angle shot on an angle where you just get miles of ceiling and floor, instead of breaking spaces up into understandable, relatable, easy images that work and that appeal. And they certainly don't get the passion that comes from the people who see these images and go, why is this agent using this? Why can they not see beyond this? And I get it. I'm a photographer and I'm biased, and this is absolutely a potential threat to my business if it wasn't for my lovely agents who I can speak to and have these open conversations with and build these beautiful relationships with, because I provide service, I provide communication, and I educate, and I bring people in to my space and I show them what they can do with their homes. And then the agents drink my Kool-Aid and they trust me. And I love that. But you don't get that when you use these big firms. And again, this isn't even a plight for my own business. This is for every small business on the peninsula that services the real estate agents who may lose business because one of these brands comes in, offers some free photo shoots or offers free rental shoots if you give them all their sales campaign. Whatever tactic they use at selling to a salesman, so many agents think they're getting a good deal. And I even had a chat to someone the other week and they said, you're right, I got bamboozled into them because they sold me on those fancy floor plans and I've never ordered one. And yet every single agent they sign on, the impact that is having locally in the community, on the peninsula, is what the agents aren't taking into consideration. Now, if a photographer isn't doing a great job, I get it. Look around, shop around. Or if you want a more collaborative, consultative arrangement, maybe you want to change something up, but your photographer's not necessarily open to some ideas you have. Again, I get it. Businesses do evolve and people move through, and I get that. And that's the lovely ebb and flow of being in business. But I will absolutely always advocate for people in small business who like working with other small businesses within the community, because the impact is seen, heard, felt. And I can categorically say on behalf of other small businesses down here that we will always do a better job than those giants, because we are the people servicing the people. Not using these massive firms means a lot, and I'm sure it will to your vendors too. Some agents think it's all about the price point. Have a chat to local businesses. I'm not cheap, but I know I'm cheaper than what they offer. And yes, I might not do the floor plan. Why? Because I choose to work with the best in the business on the peninsula, right? Somebody that's been doing it for many, many years. So I choose to use them and I choose to work with them. Why? It's about the service they provide. It's about the network. It's about the collaboration. It's about using people who live in your same space. And so this is a message of hopefully opening some eyes. If you've made it through this, thank you. It means that you're more than just a transactional agent. It means that you value what you do and who you do it with. I work with agents who bring me in. I am an extension of their team. I'm not a supplier. I'm not, oh, the photographer's done a shit job. I'm let's have a phone call any time of the night. My doors are always open. What can I do? What can I do to help? What can I do? Who can I shuffle around? Like, I'm there and I'm your girl because I'm there and I'm committed. I know I can only take on so many clients. So this isn't about me trying to hook a load of new clients in. If you want to work with me, great, I'm here. But I can only work with so many clients because there is only one of me. And I heard Stephen Bartlett say on a podcast I was listening to just the other day that scale kills businesses. And what he was talking about was absolutely true. When it gets to a point where you know that old pair of shoes that you put on and that comfort versus going to a day spa and putting on those awkward, horrible thongs that they give you. You know what you want, right? You know what you want, and you know that you will still get consistency. You will absolutely get quality, but you will get everything that makes my belly burn with the love of what I do. That's what you get in the images that end up being produced or the service that I provide. So before you sign up to any of these massive city-based franchises, they really are the bad guys for us. And if an agent chooses to use one, it doesn't impact me, my livelihood, my ability to feed my children and keep a roof over their head. It also impacts the people that I work with, the floor planners, the videographers, the copywriters. It impacts all of us. And these are locals we're talking about. So have a good Friday. Go and give somebody a cuddle. And have a lovely weekend. Take care.